Okay. So I think we're on dark side still, yeah. We're on dark side, we've got a good day. Got something good happening over here. Something good happening over here too. A pet facility. Junie studies. Junie has gone straight to the Hab-Pep core and has asked not to be disturbed. What is she doing down there? We can trust her. I like this song. And let's see this one. Reboot prep. Hold on. Reboot prep. Bliss is preparing the software to finish your reboot, a necessary procedure if you want to halt a frame's rapid decay. So I pretty much have to do that in 6 cycles. Utsubo Safe House. Cleaning house. Utsubo collects while you are recovering, but its members and enforcers are still on dark side. Shift boxes. Ankita and those working with her have gathered and packed a lot of Utsubo materials, but they need moving out. And search safe house. The safe house stretches deep into the block and beyond. Utsubo had many secrets, and this is the time to reveal them. I think we'll do that first. Kenta's Corner, compact food store. By a meal, Kenta's Corner is a tiny booth built into a cramped alley selling the best tempura on dark side, or at least so Surf claims. Scrapper market. So can buy scrap components, can process raw scrap. I get good money for that. I get good money for that. Scrap shift. The scrappers know their business, but they often have sorting and processing work for those who can spot corroded trash from valuable scrap. As if I need a little bit of money, but I don't think I do. What else is around these parts? That's it. There are tunnels below the safe house that stretch across Darkside. Utsubo grew into this place like a parasite. Cleaning house. I mean, could get lucky here. Wow. It was still 2, which is good. It was a good day. Ah, yes. The cat. Just taking food for nothing. Let's get supplies. Woohoo! Good day. Did I wonder like if I got this all wrong. Yeah, I can't repair partial health. I wish I could. Really wish I could. Let's go ahead. This. The cavernous safe houses holds a huge amount of material, but box by box it comes into the light. You watch as the last stack of crates is guided up and out of the cavernous Utsubo safe house. You doubt it will be long before this space is filled. Darkside will not tolerate a vacuum for long. This city takes every opportunity its inhabitants build in every crack and crevice. As Utsubo spaces are cleared, they will be occupied. The gang's legacy will be buried under factories, kitchens, markets, and housing. But the people will remember the cold and desperate grip they once held on this place, even if the city does not. Come to gloat? The voice takes you by surprise. You turn to see Oren floating in the shadows, arms folded. He drifts forward into the pool of yellow light. You overthrew a tyrant. You should be pleased with yourself. His tone is flat, and you are unsure how to read his statement. I am. Oren eyes you carefully. From what I heard, you burnt those pale eyes out of his skull. He smiles a thin smile. I imagine it was quite the sight. You don't recall the moment of Lane's death. In fact, the abstract nature of that moment, almost dreamlike, means you had almost forgotten. You tense a little as his scream comes back to you, a screech of white noise bathed in white light. Oren is still watching you. He almost would have respected you for actually doing it. Oren inspects his knuckles, if he could have respected a creature like you. Don't react. Oren watches you for a response, but looks away when it is clear you aren't going to be provoked. I came here to clear out the old disease, just like you. Oren gestures to the space. Utsubo had to go, and I came here to be part of that process. You can't burn everyone you don't like out of this place, I'm afraid. Oren folds his arms. This is not our home, whether you like it or not. Oh, this is our home, whether you like it or not. I didn't like Lane. It's hard to imagine anyone did. He saw Darkside for the opportunity it was, and woke Utsubo from its slumber. He turned a gang into an administration, and a city into a machine. He was too erratic for my taste, perhaps, but he held this place, shaped it into something. I see that you have no intention of doing the same. So, what will happen now? Oren meets your eye. You have created a space that must be filled. Will you take responsibility for that at least? The people will decide. Oh, will they? Oren chuckles. I can see that you don't know the first thing about Darkside and its people. The people decided on Utsubo. You changed that. Now you want them to pick something else? They are opportunists, all of them. They will choose for their own benefit only. In the end, I should thank you. This city was done with Lane. Oren gives you a nod, and I will be honest enough to admit that you did what I didn't. But never forget that you are an outsider here, and Darkside hates outsiders. Before you can respond, Oren kicks off and glides up towards the upper levels of the safe house, leaving you alone in the empty space. Though you do not put weight to his words, they still sting. Perhaps, you think, there is something to them. Who are you to decide the future of a city when your own future is falling apart each cycle? Is your decline a spiral that can trap others in its wake, or a necessary transition, the crisis before a new shape emerges? You hug your arms close to your side, sudden, cold, in the stripped bare safe house, and ascend once more. What else do I do here? So, nothing there. We have Scrapper Market. That was make a little bit of cash money. Let's take a look. What does it give me? 14 crowds, not bad. You strike it lucky by finding some valuable components encased in a hull plate. The result is a bigger payout for far less effort. Yeah, I guess we just work. Guess we just work, build up as much cash as we can get. Work, buy some small scrap, maybe. Don't know if it's worth it, but hey. Getting morning. Getting morning. Junie knocks gently on the frame of the barracks doorway. Sleeper, can I show you something? There is an excitement in her eyes that makes it impossible to say no. Junie talks most of the way down into the HAPEP facility, which is no short journey. She explains the scale of the data hidden within the station's mainframe, but also the issues with extracting it. When the HAPEP was first expanded, when it became Darkside, after the collapse, no one gave much thought to preserving the existing network architecture. She guides you through the substructure, picking a route through the maze of shuttered passages. They parasited their tech directly into the existing system. So now, thousands of cycles later, the two networks are totally enmeshed, dependent on each other. Junie takes a series of sudden turns, and you realize this is a very familiar route to her now. Messing with the Solheim network means messing with the systems that keep this city going. She leads you down a long corridor, one you recognize as leading directly to the core. I hope you haven't been messing with it then. Sleeper, Junie gives you a look. Who do you think I am? This meshing is not a good thing. She shakes her head. It makes Darkside brittle, fragile even. This place is more of a knife's edge than anyone would believe. You look around, certain the underside you are now traveling through looks cycles away from collapse. Oh man. But all the data we've been extracting, that I've been archiving, Junie continues. It could help us here. It could help us clean up the HAPEP systems, and we could turn this place into an archive so that others could come learn more about the ruins Solheim left us. What is in all this data? Anything you can imagine, everything from corporate message records to blueprints and maps. She shakes her head. It's too much for me to process or understand, but thanks to our visit to the bunker, I have a plan, and something that will help me. You arrive at the doors to the mainframe, and Junie suddenly stops. I spoke to Bliss. They told me. She pauses. I'm sorry, Sleeper. I know you have a lot to deal with right now. Don't worry. Junie smiles weakly. I'll do my best. Junie hits a button and the doors hiss open. You both glide into the mainframe, its columns studded with the blinking lights of active traffic. I got the idea from you, actually. Well, from you and Overseer. Junie glides over to the mainframe. You look at the mainframe, and you see now that it is surrounded by new terminals and wiring, some kind of external access network Junie has set up. I've had to beg, borrow, and steal to get this going, but now we have safe access into the network. It's low risk. She moves over to one of the terminals. It's not quite finished, though. You recall the last time you were here, Lane, Overseer, the spear of white light, and then nothing. You wonder where Overseer is now, if they are anywhere at all. You remember how it felt, being dissolved into the network. The vertiginous? What? Vertiginous. Okay, what the hell? What is that? Vertiginous. Vertiginous. Causing or experiencing a feeling that everything is spinning around. Ooh, I felt that feeling when I was sick one time. But only then. Damn. Was it?
Vertiginous.
You remember how it felt being dissolved into the network? The vertiginous possibility of life without a body. Something flickers through the lights, a shimmer of movement, like a fish beneath water. Sleeper, Junie breaks your train of thought. Are you listening? I was saying I need more data to finish preparing, she shrugs. I know. We've already extracted so much, but there's often so little of it that's usable among the bit rot and corruption. Where from? Helion Gate is the place to get data. Apart from here, it's the biggest pre-collapse facility in the belt, and its hostile conditions means a lot of it is untouched. If it's too much before your reboot, I get it. I just want to do something with everything we've managed to grab from the bunker and the wrecks. We pulled it from the dark. Let's expose it to the light. Junie turns back to face you. Well, this is what I wanted to show you. She looks away. I'm not sure I understand. It's okay. Maybe when it's finished, she shrugs. Junie turns back to the terminal, and before long, she is fully engrossed. You imagine she barely even remembers you are here. You leave Junie to her preparations and start your ascent to the streets of Darkside, thoughts of Overseer flickering in the back of your mind. I do like Junie a lot, yo. She's really nice. What's this? Junie needs one final batch of Solheim data to complete her work on the mainframe and lay the foundations for her archive. Where do I get Solheim data? Scrapper Market, Kentis Corner. Let's go ahead and get some moolah. I gotta go to Export Remains for it. Revisit Olivra. Minor, major. I can probably wait for Bliss. Minor. Let's do this one first. Export Remains, irradiated station wreck. The drive that ruined Cadet's life points to... Oh, this is Cadet? Oh, hold on. Major, maybe I do it. The drive that ruined Cadet's life points to Dark Drone Mind, experiments of export. The only answers will be found in the remains of the station. Let's get it. I would take Flint, but he's not really... Ooh. Nia's still alive. I feel like they forgot about her. Oh, I missed the dialogue. Travel to contract. Confirmed. Ooh, you feel it the moment you wake. A flicker at the edge of your perception. A sensation beyond your body. A blinking. A tugging, and then numbness as something shuts off within you. The panic is instant, the feeling of something not being right within you spiking your fear. But no pain comes, you feel no further shifts, and as time stretches out, you settle again, you calm yourself. You know immediately that this is what Bliss was referring to. Your frame's decline, the one the reboot should reverse. You flex a little, feel your body, and try to ground yourself in it. It will not collapse this cycle, but something has changed. This is how it will be until the reboot. You hope you have long enough to finish what you must. You begin the cycle slowly, holding the pieces of yourself together. You try not to let your thoughts wander to darker things, and fix your eyes on the tasks ahead. The belt drifts past the window, following a flow of its own, expanding, collapsing, shifting in its own way. People say it is drifting away, getting further from Helion star, that one day it will drift out of the system altogether into interstellar space. You find a strange solace in that, somehow knowing that entropy is the way of the universe makes your own decline palatable. Palatable? At least for a little longer. It's palatable, right?
Palatable.
Palatable. Palatable food or drink has a pleasant taste. Okay. Yo, fancy words, man. Palatable. As the rig drew closer to Hexport, the crew became silent, now staring out at what is left of what was once a thriving station. You feel empty. The full extent of the damage is impossible to ignore. Grim. Sheriffin shakes his head. It doesn't feel like we were here that long ago. Oh, this is the place that blew up. He sighs. And now, this is what's left. You look at the clouds of scattered debris, the layers of the station torn open to the void. It is a reminder of how close the war and the unseen atrocities of the inner system are to shifting into the belt. I don't like digging around in a place like this. Seraphim turns to you. Let's be quick about it. Agreed, we'll be fast. Seraphim nods. I'm here if you need me. You head to the airlock to suit up and get ready. You ready for this? Cadet catches up with you in the passageway. This place is already giving me the creeps. I'm ready. Cadet nods. If there are answers to be found, we'll find them. I don't like being back here. Nia is suiting up, but Femi and I could have. She stops herself. We need to find out who is responsible for this. Cadet takes a suit from the locker. Seraphim said the radiation is lower than expected, but still too high for prolonged exposure. The suit should keep most of it off us, but it can't take long out there. The stress on the suits and the rig, she sighs. We'll be forced to leave in 3 cycles. Cadet grabs a helmet, not a moment more. You get ready, too. your mind filled with memories of Hexport. You hope they will help you navigate this shattered ruin, but looking at what's left, you doubt it. Okay. You have gained a permanent glitch. Oh, a permanent glitch is represented in red on the glitch clock and will not be expended when rolling a glitch dice. You now have a chance of rolling a glitch dice every cycle. This cannot be fixed. Ooh. Yo, man. Ruined exchange, blasted trade hall. Hunt for data. Suit stress, radiation resistance. Forensic search. Understanding what happened on Hexfort means searching through the ruined station and piecing together the story. Damn, Cadet was a bad choice. Search ruins. Most of Hexfort has been ripped apart. Exploring it will be dangerous work, but how else to discover what happened? Hunt for data. Parts of the shattered station's network are active, driven by the fractured solar cells. Perhaps they hold some clues. Alright, let's do this. You find most network nodes have a final bit of traffic, a strange broadcast. What is this? I think I can do this. Oh man. It's probably worth doing this then. Oh, free. Crazy. You hear that, sleeper? Cadet stops among the debris just outside the ruined exchange. The search so far has been thankless, a grim slog through endless debris. You are glad of the break. You stop, floating in the dark, and listen. There is a hissing on the open comm channel, a hissing you've grown used to. Now that you listen to it again, though, you notice something else in the noise. There is something different to it now, a texture, a modulation of tone. Is that a voice? Cadet cuts in. Someone is speaking. Her eyes look wide through the faceplate of her suit. You listen carefully, and yes, perhaps there is a voice there. Though it is quiet and distant. It could be a person speaking, or it could be some residual signal from an automated system, one that is slowly dying in this wasteland. You see Cadet moving around, testing the signal strength from different positions. It's coming from the direction of the docks. Her voice hisses through the comms, layering over the broadcast. Are we sure it's worth checking out? I'm not. Seraphine's voice cuts in over the comms. You can't go chasing ghosts, not with so little time left. The rig can't sit out here getting cooked by radiation, and neither can you. Seraphine's voice distorts and shifts. You should move to the epicenter, where Factory Row used to be. That's where this all went down. Cadet looks at you, and you know she wants to chase the signal to the docks. She wants there to be someone there, calling out to you. You look over towards the remains of Factory Row. The epicenter, as Seraphine called it. It is now a cloud of debris and fragments of bays, a shadow of what it once was. For the first time in a long while, you think of Karsten. You look back at the remains of the docks, a few warning lights and systems still flickering away in the ruins. With not much time left here, you have a choice about where to focus your efforts. I can't do both. Saying I can't do both. Trace the broadcast. Oh, we're probably gonna do that one time. We're definitely gonna do that. Navigate the debris. Suit stress. Are you telling me I can't do both? Ooh, they are definitely not helping there. So we know that we're splitting the workload here. Boom! I don't believe in luck. There are blast marks on some of the plates which show the location of the explosion. Just seeing. Looking at the debris patterns and the remaining sections of station should indicate the nature of the explosion, in theory. I'm gonna push, actually. Boy. Navigate debris. The debris itself is the most useful clue here, and searching through it might yield results. Among the debris, there are dark black shards, easily recognizable as pieces of Conway drone hull. Cool. We'll rest and now hopefully I get some good dice, man. Cycle. We'll see whatever one we get done first. Got my one glitch die. It's cool, it's cool. I don't even want to use that dice. That broadcast must have a source. The broadcast definitely came from within the ducts. The search area gets narrower with each scan. That broadcast must have a source. By tracing the hardware it used, it might be possible to locate it. Oh man, it really is gonna be tight. Super tight. This is a joke. I think I get one more rest though. Damn, I might have to push again. Might have to push it again though. Shit. Yeah, let's do it. It's cool. It was the right choice. It was the right choice. Looking at the debris patterns and the remaining sections of the station should indicate the nature of the explosion. Theory. Though Factory Row was destroyed, the explosion doesn't seem to have been from the inside out. The debris tells the story of Hexport's demise. You only need to know how to listen. You float in the pieces of what was once Factory Row. There is little way to see what these pieces once were, scattered and scorched as they are. You cannot assemble them back into that place in your mind. And the longer you have searched here, the more that this broken place has weakened your memory of when it was whole. But you have managed to put something together here, part of the story of Hexport's final moments. That story is told in the blast marks on the exterior plates, the patterns of debris, the materials and makeup of the station's remains. Beyond that, one other thing is remarkable. There aren't any bodies. It seems that Hexport had some warning. The lack of docked ships, the lack of mass casualties. Though the explosion surely killed many, it all suggests a station that had time to react, to at least evacuate in part. And then there's the blast, an explosion that the evidence points to as coming from the outside of the station. It is hard to tell, as so much secondary damage was caused by debris and shrapnel. But the pattern is there if you look. Something catches your eye, and you look over to see Cadet arriving alongside you, studying the same debris as you. What do you think? I think her voice crackles through the comms link. Whoever did this is a monster. The explosion came from the outside. Cadet shakes her head. Maybe a Conway drone? Called here by the drone mind as they dissected it? An attempt to destroy itself and the data before it fell into someone's hands. You look at the remains of the station. Could it be that simple? The drone mind, in its desperation, calling in a strike on itself. But then, who was taking the drone apart and scraping its secrets? It doesn't quite feel right. Nothing here does. In the end, there is only one conclusion. Those who brought the drone mind to Hexford, who dug into its code and systems while it was alive, they ended the station. I can still do this, right? Yeah. End cycle, suit stress, last cycle, and then we gotta bounce. Ooh, I don't even have to push. Bad dice for me though. Terrible dice for me, man. But I'm gonna rinse it. Let's do this. Ooh, 3. This could end right now. Hey! That hissing on the open comms channel again. Could the survivor be close? Urgent. The broadcast echoes through your comms. Retrieval required. Conway Network agents, please respond. You float beside Cadet, the two of you shocked to silence by the sight in front of you. Both of you have traced the ghost signal deep into the docks, all the time wondering if it might be the voice of a survivor, but you had not prepared yourself for this. In a corner of the docks, there is a nest of machines, a gathering of drones and motorized sleds, crane systems and docking clamps, a nest for the drone mind. Drone mind? Jeez. Stop, please. The voice shimmers with distortion, relayed on the same carrier signal as the ghost broadcast. We wish to be recovered. You don't know the mechanics of what you are looking at, but you understand it. The drone mind fled here, but how? You exchange a look with Cadet, and she seems unsure of what to do. You switch your comms channel to the broadcast signal. What happened here? Unverified access. Unable to resist. Request recovery. The drone mind's voice trembles with glitches. Confirm Conway extractions role and identity. You wonder what this mind knows. Is it just an interface designed to speak between humans and drones with the recognizable cadence of intelligent speech? Or is it a thinking machine? You hear a click as Cadet switches to a private channel. This thing is a weapon. Her voice is flat, unemotional. We should be careful what we say here. Confirm Conway extractions role and identity. Identity? The drone mind intones. Please. Beyond Conway, there is a pause. You see Cadet tense. Please retreat. The nest shudders. Please retreat. Leave us here. Look, Cadet hisses through the private channel. It's hardwired to the situation. You look where she is nodding and see a single, thick power cable snaking from an industrial wall outlet. The nest is clustered around the other end. Huddling close to the fading power supply of the station like it's the dying embers of a fire. Urgent. The broadcast starts again. Retrieval required. Conway Network agents, please respond. Cadet moves forward a little. I order you to deliver a report on your current status. This is a direct report from Conway Control. She turns back to you and shrugs. It's worth a shot. Confirmation impossible. Connection severed. The nest fades, then flickers back to life. Temporary bypass activated. Cognitive function, minimal. Power supply, minimal. Hardware, suboptimal configuration. No drone units connected. I am alone. The shift between communication registers, between formal and human, is unsettling. Code center compromise. Data extracted by third party. Self-destruct, disabled. Purge protocol, disabled. Parts of the nest fall away, the power draining faster as the drone mind attempts to draw more from the station. Please, the drone mind asks nonsensically. Please, stop. Did you destroy this station? Cadet moves close now, bearing down on the nest. It is little more than a pile of broken machines cowering in a corner as the power fades. Self-destruct attempted. Process failed. Hardware purge attempted. Process failed. Self-preservation protocol activated. Propagated through the station network. Station failed. Central failure imminent. Please stop. The machine in the nest begins to go dark. Please stop. Please stop. Cadet turns back to face you. It didn't do this, she sighs. It tried though. Tried to destroy itself and take the station with it. She turns back to look at the failing mind, hiding in machines it was not built to inhabit. It escaped into the network and ended up here. It isn't responsible? Responsible or not, that's enough. Cadet reaches over and rips the power cable from the wall, leaving it floating. The nest shuts off. The broadcast channel goes silent. The bay goes dark. What was left of the drone mind, whatever protocol or data escaped into these machines and their network, is gone now. There is no hardware left to hold it. This is why Hexport was destroyed. The drone mind got out, entered the network. Who knows what it might have done? Could it have taken apart the station itself, overloading every system, opening every airlock? Was its drive towards self-destruction that strong? Someone didn't wait to find out. Its escape sealed the station's fate. Come on, Cadet glides out of the room, leaving you among the dead machines. Let's get the hell out of here. That was weird. There is not much to celebrate on your return from the remains of Hexport, but you are glad to be back here all the same. There is something surprising in that dark side as a haven, not a prison. There is something surprising in that. Dark side is a haven, not a prison. The slowly occurring idea of this overgrown city as a home. As you have seen in Hexport, stability cannot be taken for granted, not anywhere in the belt, but Darkside has a solidity and life that feels like it might endure. Cadet catches up with you. We need to talk. She looks around, but not here. Come, I have something I want to show you. Bliss has been in touch, Sleeper. Seraphin turns and looks over his shoulder as soon as you enter the cockpit. He is sitting in the pilot's seat, running diagnostics on the console. They say they are ready for the reboot. Did they say anything else? You know, Bliss. Seraphin rolls his eyes a little. They worry. He turns fully in his seat. How are you feeling? Rough. Seraphin nods and doesn't answer. He seems to be thinking about something. I know the reboot needs to happen. Seraphin speaks slowly, carefully. And I know the risks. I can see all that. But I also know what happened last time. He pauses. And I don't want you to forget again. To lose all this. He gestures around the cockpit. Everything we've done. You still have it all. But I'll be alone with it. Seraphin looks down. It's not what I want. I'm not trying to scare you. I just needed to say that. If the reboot doesn't go how we want, I'll miss you. I'll miss all this. understand. Seraphim turns back to his pilot console. Whenever you are ready, we can go to Flicker Row, to Bliss. Seraphim pokes at the console in front of him. If you have things you want to wrap up first, I understand. I would too. Here. Seraphim tosses an object across the cockpit, and you catch it out of the air. Take that with you when you go to Bliss. It's good luck. You open your hand and see a familiar metal disc. A coin. It's engraven, rubbed away to little more than vague shapes and signs. Tala gave it to me. Now it's yours. You can't run from this forever, alright? He glances over his shoulder and smiles. You've done enough running anyway. He turns back to the console and returns to the diagnostics. You leave the cockpit and run a hand along the ribbed metal wall of the passage outside. Is it really possible that you could forget all this? All these layers of memory, of experience? Perhaps you can put it off a little longer, take another tour around the belt, tie up loose ends. Or perhaps you've had enough of that. Why try to escape the inevitable? You try to recall how it felt when you awoke after Lane interrupted the first reboot. Even that is fading into a hazy memory, told by an unreliable narrator. That's me. Maybe this is just the next step then. One of thousands that put you here, and the first of the thousands more that will take you onward. You come out of your thoughts, still unsure, still aware that the decision of when to take that step ultimately rests with you. Oh. Cadet leads you deep into the heart of Darkside, through quiet corridors and bustling streets, on paths you didn't know existed. As you glide after her, the station seems to grow in your mind, its possibilities multiplied by the routes that pass through it. Just through here, Cadet leads you across a covered bridge, the view on either side looking down caverns of lit units. This close to the center of Darkside. The air is warm, and the passages are quiet. This close to the center of Darkside here. Here, Cadet smiles. This is the place. She points at a low and wide entrance with storage racks inside. Next door is a smaller unit with a window looking out to the passage. It seems like a workshop, perhaps abandoned or never finished. It is dusty and dark. I've been keeping an eye on it. It's abandoned. She glides inside and slaps a wall pad. Lights flicker on, illuminating a constellation of dust. She floats in the glittering specks. Why bring me here? Looks promising. Cadet laughs. Okay, I know it's a wreck, but it's a start. When we've been on Darkside, I've been coming here and coming out here. I just happened to cross it, but I knew when I found it. I want to start again, Sleeper. She knocks on the metal wall, and this is where I am going to make that start. What we saw in Hexport, what's left of it, just confirmed it to me. We can't stop these people. We can't stop the war. She runs a finger along the storage racks. We have what? The drive? Our suspicions? Who can we pin this to? She looks over the workshop. I don't want to think about it anymore. I want to start again. I want to work, to ride my bike, and courier packages, till I fall into my bed at the end of the day with nothing left. Cadet picks up an old corroded tool from the racks. I want to build something here, in spite of everything, in spite of the fact that they could take it all away, because that's the point. To go on living without conceding, to go on building or trying to build something where we can find it. That's what I brought you here to understand, so you'd know why I'm letting this all go. I understand. You could do the same, you know. Cadet frowns. We don't have to beat ourselves senseless against the truth. My old life is gone. Clearing my name on the far spindle doesn't matter. The spindlejacks will have forgotten me. But this place, Cadet smiles, It doesn't know me at all. You know where the drive is, what it contains. You know what happened at Hexport. Cadet's eyes shine in the workshop lights. Take it from me. It's yours now. I can't carry this anymore. I will. She nods. Thank you. My travels are over. If you need to find me, I'll be here. Cadet smiles. Thank you for all you've done. I hope you can understand why I need to do this. She turns and disappears deeper into the workshop. You cross the bridge again, dark side glowing on all sides. You think of the drive, buried deep in some compartment within the Scallyyard's hub, filled with data worth destroying a station over. It is yours now. But you wonder, as you cross back through the city, your mind racing, how can all this end well? What's this? Pet facility. Junie. Cadet couriers. Cadet is busy setting up her new courier service and trying to forget the path that brought her here. Pick a roll. This is where they want to reboot me. Oof. I feel like that's gonna end the game, man. Deal with the drive. We'll revisit Olivra, and we'll do the archive, and then we'll probably reboot, see what happens. Yeah. Finish the reboot. Let's do this. Let me get some more here before I save. Get some money. The glitch dice is really troublesome. I wonder if the glitch is gonna keep going up like every 2 cycles until I reboot. Wouldn't be surprised.